Hey fam, sorry for the late start. Welcome to MIKEroaggress'd Tuesday. It has been way too long since we've done this. I'm very excited to have my beautiful friend David. We're not seeing you, but yeah, Courtney. Sorry, you guys, we got a late start. My fault. So Courtney was like, I thought this was an April Fool's joke. Hey, David, you have been highly requested by B to and others to make your glorious return to the show.
I'm so excited to be here. Kidding me? It's been forever. I've been trying to get back on for a minute. You guys need to pester Mikey about that, okay? I'm always ready.
Sorry.
I'm always available to be booked and blessed.
We gotta do this more. How have you been? What have you been up to?
Did it cut out?
Hmm?
Mm. Oh my gosh. Am I cutting out? Is the signal good?
It's a little, what's the
Is
word?
it? Okay.
Choppy.
It's a little shaky. I'll go inside. I'll go inside.
You needed your cigarette. Are you
Sorry, I
allowed to
just haven't
smoke
had a
inside?
cigarette today yet.
He was like, he
I
asked me before,
did. I
he's
did.
like,
I really needed this. I'm sorry.
he asked me before, he's like, am I allowed to smoke on the show? I'm like, bitch, do you know what show you're on? You're allowed to do whatever the fuck you want on here. Hey, Rolo. Hey, Maddie. Glad to see you guys. Courtney says, make this a weekly thing, please. I am so down. I miss you. David, it has been too long. I miss you. You
I'm
are
down.
awesome.
It really has. It really has. It really has.
So catch me up on you. What have you been up to?
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah,
So
it's much
much.
better
So
now.
much has been going on. Is it
Tell
better?
me.
Good.
Yeah, it's much better.
Um, so I just got back I'm flying out to Florida again tonight, but I just got back from Florida like 3 weeks ago. I went to the shoot with Peter Boghossian to do that the Peter Boghossian, it's like epistemological debate type thing. And when I showed up there, I just thought it was gonna be me and like one other person and Peter, because that's all that they said when they DM'd me about it. And then when I get there, it's like 12 people, a full studio, 8.5 hour day. And then Destiny is like the main liberal that we're debating. So I didn't even know that, which is so crazy. And it's so full circle because I don't know if you remember, I think maybe you were, no, I don't think you were there, but in 2023, the beginning of 2023, I did that walkaway debate for Brandon at the University of Washington, Seattle.
I wasn't
And it
at
was
that
like
one.
yeah. And the it was like 3 verse 3, and Destiny was supposed to be there to be one of the liberals I was
I
debating.
didn't know
So it was
that.
like, yeah. And I actually talked to him about it. I was like, yeah, we were actually supposed to debate a couple years ago. So um, it was
You were the
interesting. He
best one
was,
in that, by the way, the walkaway one. Like, that was my first time seeing you. That is when I fell in love with you because you were
oh,
amazing in that.
stop. That's so funny. I loved that, and it was a great debate. It was my very first like professional real debate. I've watched a million of them, but I had a lot of fun. And ironically, it's so weird how things work because my first answer to that debate is like the clip that went like semi-viral on TikTok and then started me doing social media at all. So it's like you never know what little thing will become something else,
Yeah.
as time goes on. So seeing Destiny was like surreal because I've actually watched a lot of Destiny. Like I used to watch last
Why?
year, I used to watch because I like to know, I like to be able to like steel man the left's positions. And
That's true.
as much of a pain in the ass as he is, oh, that's so much better. Oh my god. As much
Yeah,
of a
I'm trying
pain
to
in
figure
the
out how to make
ass.
myself look better. I'm having a rough face day today.
Oh, please, please. Yeah. Well, me too, but it's all just this is all fucking illusion, you guys, all right? But uh I used to watch a ton of him. I did. I watched him more than I watched any conservative creator because I felt like I knew what the conservative creators were going to say for the most part. And then I would watch Destiny to see like what are liberals with some semblance of an IQ thinking, Because for all his faults, and there are many, he is at least good at like regurgitating information and pulling up the latest factoids about stuff. So if you can debate Destiny, you could probably debate anybody. So it would be like I would recommend if left wing people wanted to get better at stuff, probably watch Ben Shapiro years ago, not anymore, but like years ago. But
Well, he just does
so I
what
used to watch a lot of him.
all these people on the left do, all their debaters, is that they just speak quickly and try to overwhelm you with talk. And it's all talk, and they just shout at you quickly. And I'm like, I can get loud too, bitches. Like, you ain't gonna pull that shit with me.
I know. And it was like Peter pulled us all aside before Destiny got there and said, like, all right, you guys don't bring up anything personal that's going on with him because of all the
Damn
sex
it!
scandals and everything, you know?
Fucking
So like, and
Peter
he's
being
like,
classy.
I know. And it was like and he said like we don't want it we want to keep it very what's it called? Like, yeah, classy. Like we're not gonna go on personal attacks. We're gonna try to keep it very blah blah blah. So I took that like very to heart. So I wish I was a little bit more snappy with things because I feel like I was almost a little too respectful. And then the my biggest regret is the again, lucky me, very first question for the very first thing, it's me, they call on me, and then the person I'm going up against is Destiny. So like the very first thing that we're doing right to open the day, it's like me versus Destiny, and it's about immigration. And I made the
What was the
mistake
debate on, by the way?
of so it was this. Oh, good question. So it was actually like, you know, it's like technically not a debate. It's like where they put out a statement and then you go on the spectrum saying if you agree or disagree. And then the people that disagree the most, like completely agree and completely disagree, will step forward and then they debate each other. So the premise, all over, the only subject we knew it was going to be was Trump's executive orders. So we went into like the nitty gritty about everything, gender, immigration,
Ooh.
all this stuff. And Destiny clearly knew what some of the subject matter was going to be because he got to write a few statements for the thing. So it's like, and there was probably it was like 12 people, like 8 conservatives, 4 liberals, and Destiny was one of the big liberals. And it's like it doesn't matter how if you have more conservatives against one liberal, if the liberal is better prepared, then he's gonna like have a better showing. But I made the mistake of like letting him go first on the immigration question to like and that was my mistake because he immediately framed it in like GDP and Fortune 500 and we need more tech workers and da 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 da. And I just wanted to be like, dude, is America anything besides GDP? Is it anything besides a money making machine for the rest of the world?
He
Like,
is
are we not a
all
culture?
about
Are we not a society?
he is all about corporations and trust the experts. He is a big defer to
Yeah.
authority type.
He's a bootlicker to his
Yep.
core, kind of. You know what I mean? Like that seems like he's so well. Like if most people are saying this, then it must be true. Like he has this very he has a kink for authority. I think he has an authority kink.
I think he's
So
got
yeah,
a
that
couple
was
kinks. By the way, you just made me realize I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Destiny has had a sex scandal, and I still have not.
yeah.
Do you know how that kills me inside? Do you know how that makes me feel?
Oh my God. No, I know. I may or may not have had a sex scandal. Not me. I was involved, but I wasn't the bad person in it.
You
And
were
it had to
involved?
stay
Wait,
private because of
what?
the election last year. I literally can't talk. I'll tell you about it.
What?
We'll have a
You
phone
can say
call.
that, and what do you
But
mean I can't talk about it? How are you going to say that, and then I can't talk about it? So
no, I
everyone's
know, I
out
know, I know. I
there.
really,
Courtney, I got my eyes on you. We're going to have a sex scandal together.
yeah, no, you deserve to have a sex scandal,
Thank
frankly.
you.
You
Aw.
should. You have that twink frame. I mean, you still look 21. Get out of here.
I love you. Thank
I'm
you.
jealous. Love you back.
But sorry to get off topic, but go on. So
Well,
what
that is
happened?
important.
You would sort of where we left off with. Okay, see, you are a much nicer person than I am because I would have been talking all about his scandal. I would have been talking about. We were just talking about this on the last show I did. That it was leaked on Twitter. His DMs with somebody talking about how he does meth and has a shriveled up 1-inch penis, according to him. His words, not mine. So you are a much nicer person because that's what I would have been fucking debating.
Oh no. Oh God. Okay. Oh God. I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but
Say it,
it's
say it.
you will
Mention it all.
you will appreciate it. Mention it all.
Mention
Freaking. I
it
will
all.
say, Destiny. Even if you're listening, I would ask you this in person because he was wearing pants and he had himself positioned in those pants in a very like obvious way, so you could like see it constantly. Like
There's
it was like
something to
pushed to the
see.
side. If you just like what?
There's something to see.
I know, I know, I
Breaking
know, I know,
news.
I know. It's against like my religion, it's against my core belief system, it's against everything. But I will say maybe I was distracted with the first question and I was like, is this some kind of psychological warfare you're trying to play?
By
Because
destiny.
I know. No, not okay. Remove that. It's like,
Just fair.
a thing is a thing. You know what I mean? Like your eyes can't help
I
but
do know what you
go.
mean.
So I'm like, what the hell? That was weird. That was weird, especially considering the shit that's in the news. It's like, bro, put it away maybe.
Yeah.
But so anyway, but I was ironically the questions I was most nervous about were the Ukraine and Russia war ones
Wait,
because
important. We
when it
got Rolo asking the important questions. There were because I don't believe it. I'm thinking it was like a sock in his pants. It was chicken cutlets. See that Rolo? That's what I'm saying.
yeah, maybe. Well, I feel like we should go with that. Honestly, that would make me feel better. I think it'll make
This too.
all of us feel better because that's um, it's just weird. It's just I don't want to. I don't want to know. It would have been like looking at a car. Yeah, it was a lot like that actually. So but yeah, the answer that I was the most concerned about was the one about the Russia Ukraine war because when they put, are you still there?
I am sorry. My camera was delaying. I have
Oh,
to
oh, no worries.
restart. I'm here though. Sorry.
Why do you kind of look like Milo in that picture from far away?
How dare you? I think I
And
look
no,
way
stop. I
better,
have bad
bitch.
eyes, but it kind of
You,
looks
yeah,
like
you
Milo in a
must
fur
have bad
coat.
eyes. How dare you?
No,
You
stop. Okay.
bitch.
Um it's shut up. But oh yeah. So anyway, it was about the Ukraine war, and literally, so it's like spectrum, agree, disagree, and one of the things was like Ukraine might have to give up something in order for there to be a peaceful, fair resolution or something. I was literally the only one on the agree side of the spectrum, and I only went on like, oop, slightly agree. Oh no, it was actually like Russia was justified in invading Ukraine. So again, and I qualified this multiple times. I said, no, I don't think they were justified, blah, 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 blah. But all this is going to be a very boring conversation if all of us are on one side and we don't add some nuance. So
Yeah.
all I said was like, was it a surprise that Putin invaded? Did he do something that he said he wasn't going to do if XYZ happened? No, it wasn't a surprise. So to act like the conflict in Russia Ukraine started in 2022 is asinine and like historically illiterate. And then Destiny tried to tell me that all of the stories that not just are in the news, but that I've heard from own family members who still live in Ukraine and Russia, that all of that is fake and that there wasn't any persecution of Russian speakers in Ukraine and all of that is just Russian propaganda. And I was like, well, of course you would say that. Like, why not? That's like what the Department of Homeland Security told you. Like, I don't know. It's just funny because I'm like, in the same token where he asks right wingers, okay, like what conspiracy do you not believe, or what negative could you say about Trump? I want to ask him like, at what point would your trust in authority ever be like shaken after all of
Hmm.
these, after COVID, after Ukraine, after Russiagate? Like, what would shake your trust in authority at this point? Because
Which the conspiracy theorists were all correct on, by the way.
thank you, and the Biden laptop, and probably the Hunter laptop, and like, it's like, it has to be like cognitive dissonance, but also it's not wanting to admit that. I feel like because if you pull out one card from the house of cards, like a lot of other things come crumbling down.
Yup.
So it's the same reason people don't want to admit that like minors are getting transition surgeries and getting their breasts
Yup.
chopped off. It's the same reason they don't want to admit that like illegal immigrants are raping like teenage American girls and shit. It's not that that doesn't happen with other people, but it's like they just refuse to admit these things because it's too paradigm shifting for them. It like cracks their world.
Oh, and I remember Destiny during COVID. He was the biggest COVID Karen. He was on board with the entire agenda.
Yes.
And the funny
Yes.
thing is, when he says, what do you not agree with Trump on?" The funny thing is, I was against Trump for a couple of years there because of the COVID stuff
Yeah.
that he
Yeah. I
was on
remember.
board with.
Yeah.
Like these people just make no fucking sense.
I know. And he doesn't want to admit that his Trump derangement syndrome is at like studyable levels because what's the when I stopped watching him last year after Pennsylvania after he made fun of the man that died at the assassination attempt. I was
Yep.
like, you're disgusting. Like I don't even care if you're smart about certain things. You're actually a piece of shit, you know?
When
And
was
then
this, by the way, your debate?
huh?
When was this your debate?
It was the end of February, so about a month ago actually now. So it was like February 28th
Oh
or something
shit.
like that. And I like found out about it like 4 days or 5 days before it was happening. And I was planning on going to Austin anyway to hang out and make content with my friend Della. Go follow her if you guys don't follow her. She's great, Della Dream on TikTok and Instagram. But
I'll figure out.
um, and it was actually crazy because I was like, damn, flights to Austin are like $700 right now. I don't want to spend that money.
Oh.
And then I see a DM from Peter being like, hey, we'll fly you out to Miami. Do you want to do this thing? And I was like, yeah, just fly me, just make my return flight to Austin instead. And you got a deal.
Oh, I
So
wish I would have known. I would have gone there.
I know, I know. I should have told you. I feel like I texted you. I did actually text you, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did text you. But, you
Sorry,
know, us gays, we're so unreliable.
I'm sorry. I'm a bad texter.
Oh, this I know. This I
I'm
know.
sorry.
But
I
it's
wish I
okay. I
was
don't take it
different.
personally because I know it's not just me.
No, I am with anyone. Brandon gets pissed at me for being a bad phone person.
Oh, yeah, I'm so proud of Brandon. I'm so proud
Yeah,
of
being
Brandon.
pardoned.
Yeah, and doesn't he have like a special or something that he's doing on OAN or on
I think so.
that's amazing. Yeah.
I
Good for him.
I gotta call him back though. I missed his call the other day.
Brandon, I'm telling you. Yeah.
So okay, so did you guys get into it at all, you and Destiny?
The most disappointing, the full clip is out on YouTube now when we talk about the gender thing. That was what I was
I
most
was gonna
disappointed
ask,
about.
is this on wait, how do I find it?
Peter, if you go to Peter Boghossian, it's Boghassian, I believe. It's like Armenian. Um, Peter Boghossian on YouTube, and I think the most recent one he posted was the gender one.
Destiny debates conservatives?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know, right? It's like as if none of us were even there. The ironic thing though is like there was like 12 of us and they only had 3 wire microphones. And this is when I realized that they were gonna pit me against Destiny a lot, was like they had to choose who to wire up with the mics. So they wired up Destiny, they wired up this other influencer they flew up from like Australia, and then they wired me up. And I was like, oh shit, okay, that means they're gonna be like calling on me a lot so Peter doesn't have to like run back and forth with the microphone. So that's when I kind of knew. I was like, oh snap, okay. And then lo and behold, like 10 minutes later, it's me and Destiny as like the first people going up at it. But I was pissed. The one thing I was mad about was that, so like if you're down the middle, you stay down the middle, and then the people that are on the opposite ends will debate, and then the person that's neutral at the end of the debate will ask each side a question and then see if that will push them either way. So on the gender thing, Destiny was 100% neutral. He stayed right in the middle. And then we had this.
What?
Yeah,
How do
I
you
know.
stay neutral? Which that says a lot for how much we are winning and how much the culture is shifting. Because Destiny, who's one of the most far left people, is now neutral on this
I know.
because they know they can't get away with what they used to on this issue. Which
Oh,
I
I
don't
know.
understand how it could be neutral on it.
Oh, I know. And then especially this illustrates that perfectly too, is that so after me and I was debating this trans boy, young trans teenager, very, very sweet, very smart, not super emotional, probably wise beyond their years, honestly. I was kind of protective of them because I didn't want, there was a lot more conservatives than liberals, and I just didn't want anyone to be mean to them. They're a teenager, you know what I mean?
Aw,
Like, I'm not. And then
that's
I
sweet.
debated them, super respectful. We follow each other, really great. His name is James. He's great. Um, and then, so we were debating, we were on opposite sides of that. And then Destiny was in the neutral position. So then he asks James a question. And then he turns to me and he's like, well, I don't know what I could ask you because I feel like I feel like I already know what you're going to say, blah, 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 blah. And I was like,
You know.
okay. So then he's like, yeah, I think I want to ask somebody something else. So then they have him switch me out with somebody else. So then he asks, and then this is the thing, and it was switched out with the Australian guy who's wonderful. He's great, Clark, I believe. He's very, very smart, very high level intellectual, blah, blah, blah. But they get into this discussion about like the difference between the self and the mind and the brain and like your identity. And like it just became very like, I wanted to talk about things that are like practical and like,
Yeah, that are relevant.
like to like what's happening now, you know. I'm like the girls who are losing scholarships right now could give a shit about this super super in-depth academic conversation, you know. They want practical solutions and shit, but otherwise it was very healthy. It was still an important conversation, it's an interesting one, but I just felt like we got a little lost in the weeds for what we should have been talking about. It was about like protecting women from gender ideology.
We should
um
watch it. Let me first hit Maddie's super chat. Thank you, my love.
Oh, I'm actually right in the beginning too. So I'm right in the beginning. So
Oh,
yeah.
cool. I'll pull it up one sec. What's your opinion on Candace Owens now? I feel like she's gone off the rails lately. Yeah,
Ah,
think
I don't know. Well,
I
yes.
can't stand the bitch. But
Oh
I
my
could
God,
never
everyone
stand
is
her.
so polarized on her. That's so funny. I don't know. I have a soft spot for her. She cracks me up. I followed the Blake Lively Justin Baldoni thing really close. And she's hilarious. I mean, I think she's a natural talent and everything. Obviously, I don't agree with a lot of the things she says, but I don't agree with a lot of things a lot of people say. I mean, I find her really entertaining. I do. I think there's some validity to be said for like how far out, things are getting, you know what I mean? I think, there could be some dangers in that for sure. But I think unfortunately like silencing those type of people only makes them better. You know what I mean?
No, no,
And
no. I
only
don't
makes
believe in
them.
silencing anyone.
Yeah, and I think that's why I'm like, dude, does the ADL like want anti-Semitism to increase? Because they literally,
100%.
you know what I mean? I'm like, if you guys literally want it to stop silencing shit
Yep.
because it's like you're
It's because they're
literally what.
leftists.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like I feel like the thing that scares me is it seems like we're gearing up towards a lot of things coming to a head. You know what I mean? When it comes to Israel, Palestine, but beyond that, like Jews in general all around the world, like there's a lot of crazy stuff going on online that's you wouldn't expect to see on Instagram and all these places now. You know what I mean? So like all of this is going to come to a head, and that really worries me because we haven't had something like that happen in a country where there's so many people with guns too. And I'm not ill. I'm the most anti-gun control person in the world. I'm not
Oh,
saying
I get
that
you.
like, you know what I mean? I'm not
No, of
saying that like
course.
it's a bad thing. It's a very, very good thing we have guns here. But in the same token, it's like civil unrest in America is not like civil unrest anywhere else in the world, you know?
Yeah,
So
no, that's true. I agree with you. I think I've been saying this for a long time. Like, Jews need new marketing or something. Like, they are making people more
they needed a
anti-Semitic
UPR.
when they
Yes.
try. Because the thing is, when they try, which people act like this is something that's unique with Jews, but it's not. Like, replace Jew with trans, with black, with anything. It's the same thing that they all do on the left with any of these groups. However,
Yes.
when Jews do it, that they try to censor people who criticize them, it just plays into all of their bullshit. It just shows, ooh, what do those people not want you to know? Like it gives validity to the bullshit
Yes.
that they're saying. And these people
Yes.
who are it's like Jewish derangement syndrome. These people who think like because and I really do think that this is deliberate because I think culturally we've sort of gotten to a place where people are starting to realize that the West is controlled by oligarchs of all backgrounds, globalists, elites, whatever you want to call them. And so I think it's very deliberate now that we're trying to replace that with just, oh, it's the Jews.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Roseanne put out an interesting tweet
Yeah.
that made some good points the other day. You know what I mean? Where it's like we should be talking about and what I always tell people when it comes to conspiracies is that if like a conspiracy ties everything up in too neat of a little bow, you should question it a little bit. You know what I mean? If it gives you one answer to everything, then
Yep.
babe, that's probably not it. You know what I mean? That's not how things work. So yeah, I feel like it's Candace is it's interesting though because like at the same time as her going very far out, let's say politically right wing, she's also gaining a lot of like momentum in mainstream pop culture and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like it's really it's an interesting trajectory, and I'm sure Daily Wire is kicking themselves a little bit for the decisions they made in the last couple years. I
Oof.
mean,
In
obviously, Candace wouldn't
general.
have been a good fit at Candace at Daily Wire long term because can you
Yeah.
imagine? But yeah, Daily Wire, dude. What?
They're
That's
blowing it.
wild.
Yeah. I don't understand what the fuck they were thinking getting rid of Brett Cooper.
Oh, I love Brett
I
so
love
much.
her.
And I
I
love
mean,
her bestie Amir too. They're such a good pair. And they're like I just think she's great and she has such a good head on her shoulders for how young she is.
mm-hmm. I want it. She's one of my dream guests to get on here.
Oh, I would love to see that. That would be amazing.
But yeah, no, I've always thought Candace Owens is kind of an asshole. Do you think Bridget McCrone is a man? I haven't been following this at all, so I have no idea.
Probably.
Do people really think that? I feel like that can't possibly be true, though, right?
I
I mean,
know,
I
I
don't know.
know.
I have no idea. but
I don't know if it's 1,000% obviously, but I'm leaning towards yes, just based off of like some of the photographs and like the evidence and just how sketchy they are about it and not releasing any photos and silencing people and all of that. It's kind of the same thing. If she isn't a man, they have horrible PR because they're making it seem like that she is, because they like silence everybody who isn't and then put out fake photos of her daughter in black and white and say that it was her from back in the day, and then it gets revealed to be a photo of her daughter that they cast in black and white. So it's like there's a lot of sketchy shit.
I gotta fall down this rabbit hole. Maybe I'll do
It's
a show
interesting. No,
on
you would
it.
love it. You would love it. It's there's way more, like the Michelle Obama stuff is all BS compared to this. Like,
Yeah,
this has,
I don't actually think Michelle Obama is a man, but I think it's
yeah.
funny to say that she
No,
is.
yeah, she's a very unfortunate looking woman, but she's a woman nonetheless.
I should okay, I'm gonna fall down this rabbit hole soon.
You should. And if you
'Cause
don't want to
I
give Candace the views, there are some other people that did that followed the story too, I think. So
That's awesome. Yeah, though I got into an argument with somebody the other day who was like, I don't know, people need to realize that there are many Jews who are part of that are elite globalist oligarchs, but there are many people who are. The commonality is not that they're Jewish. The commonality is that they are elite globalist oligarchs. But when
yeah.
some of those people are Jewish, people flip out and go, "Oh, see, it's the Jews." It's like, no, you simple-minded fuck. It's people of every background.
Right. No, for sure. And there's been, I think a lot of that also has to do with like a historical threads between Marxism and certain academic Jews. So then that got tied as like a cultural or ethnic thing instead of just being like an academic Marxist thing. You know what I mean? So it's like it's sketchy. I feel bad. I mean, it's like that's, but
But it's
also
the same
it's
thing
like,
with Marxism with black people, with white people. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, and they just make it worse. They're literally making it worse by trying to overprotect or whatever,
I
because
agree.
it's like holding something behind your hand and being like, "Don't ask me what's behind my hand. Don't worry about it." You know what I mean? It's like everyone's gonna be like, "What the hell is behind your hand?" It's like, no, don't worry about it. Don't look at that. Don't ask these questions. It's like people are you're making it seem like a bigger thing than it is. You know? And instead, if they just had like very plain conversations about shit, or just didn't. And then how it was interesting too though with like the ADL though, because didn't the ADL come out and
Yeah.
say that Elon's Roman salute thing wasn't a Roman salute or
Oh
whatever,
yeah, I'm surprised
which
by
is
that.
which is so funny too, because you would think that's like gold for them. Like they're
Yeah,
like, are
I'm
you
surprised by
joking?
that.
That's kind of, I don't know. It's like nothing makes any sense anymore. We live in like evil clown world, so
No, I agree, but it's the same thing with the fucking alphabet groups, with the black groups, with any of them. Like so, but when the Jews do it, people go, "Oh, see, it's those people." But
yeah.
so it doesn't help in any way.
I
I
think
want to
Jews
bring
have been
up
punished for being successful too, to a degree, you know?
100%. Though
So
I've always said those are the minority groups that the left doesn't even pretend to give a shit about, Jews and Asians.
right.
Because it disproves their entire narrative that because of historical injustice, you can't achieve anything today.
Yeah.
It
And they're
disproves
like,
all
wait,
their
we need you
shit.
to be bigger victims, please.
Yeah. I want to pull up though your debate. Also, if you guys feel so inclined, send in your super chats, become a channel member, join all the stuff. I want to bring up your Destiny debate. Let me get it. I didn't know it was on YouTube, so I'm going in blind. I'm excited to see this.
Yeah.
This is the right one?
I think so, yeah.
Destiny debates on Trump. Let's see. Ooh, I'm excited.
Female.
Doesn't any existence of an exception to the rule mean that the rule
That's
doesn't
the kid?
Of course.
Yeah.
That's a very good
The Australian.
philosophical problem. Exceptions to the rule prove there must be a rule. The rule exists, and therefore there are exceptions to the rule.
How so?
What?
As per Trump's executive order, women need to
Is
be
that
defended
Carla
from gender
Sofia
identity.
Gascon standing right here? Because that's who it looks like.
Stop.
The trans that was nominated for the Oscar.
Don't. No,
The
she's
Amelia
such
Perez
a sweet
lady.
lady. No.
Oh shit! I was sorry.
Ideology extremism. Move.
Oh, I think we have a 10. We have a 10.
God bless you, Mr. President.
Hey! Wait!
James and David.
We have a Midnight's Edge raid. Hey guys! Thanks. I feel so honored when I get raided.
I don't know what that means, but
They're an
sweet.
awesome channel that I go on sometimes. I had the girls on my last show. Say hi, Midnight's Edge.
Hello, hello.
We are watching this guy debate Destiny. Hey! Hi, Tom. I missed you the other night, you bitch. You couldn't make it on the show. My lover, Tom.
Tom, you bitch.
I know. All right, let's see.
Step forward.
Okay, well, I'll just
Look
start
at
on something that
you.
was recent based on the EOs was women's sports, for example. Let's just go off the physical threats. We had the woman that got a concussion from a volleyball being spiked into her head by a trans-identified player. It literally had her hospitalized. We had another that had a skull fracture after being tackled in an MMA fight, also by a trans-identified male. So just based off of those examples, but in the sports example actually goes deeper than just the physical threat. There is also opportunity being removed from girls. A lot of, what I've noticed, unfortunately, is that a lot of people that really are a part of the gender ideology don't really take sports seriously. It's not their vibe. It's not who they are. So they don't see it as something that's important. Yet sports is an avenue for girls to get into college, get amazing jobs, you know, make all these networking and.
You know what I would love someone to ask them? Why is there no movement from the alphabet people to have trans men compete in men's sports?
I know, right?
Because deep
Right.
down, they know. They know deep down.
Yes.
Otherwise,
Of course.
we'd see that.
Of course. Of course.
Connections. It's more than just an after-school activity. So for
Okay, let's.
All right, so first I'd like to address the claim that
This kid's
it's
like
I guess,
12.
more dangerous for women if
16.
trans women are competing in women's sports. There's been a lot of studies that have been done that have said that the, let's say, male advantage is basically eliminated after multiple years of hormone therapy, which I wouldn't be against mandating that as a rule to be able to participate as a trans person in women's sports. I'd also like to say that in those sports that you mentioned, volleyball and MMA, a risk of concussion or fractures, that's part of the sport. I mean, a cis woman could have also done that to a cis woman. It's
He's
not
doing a good job,
impossible
like-
to happen just because it's a trans woman.
Sure. But I'm not saying it's impossible that if it's going to happen with two cis women competing against each other, the chances increase if the person you're competing against has a larger wingspan, which hormones will do nothing for, broader shoulders, larger
so-
lung capacity.
I
Like,
was
So let's say,
gonna
what if
say
that trans woman that was competing, what if she had gotten
so this kid, I'm assuming, was trans at a young age.
Yes.
Ugh.
HRT or
I'm
medical
hoping they
transition
don't have
before
any
she hit
surgery.
male puberty?
If every time you see an ad, you just
Bitch,
want
get off.
Hi-ya, you need a download pod.
Yeah, we want to hi-ya you,
On
bitch.
all your favorite sites. It even blocks.
At least she's self-aware.
Would that be acceptable?
Well, that's kind of a double-edged sword because I don't believe in intervention prior to puberty on that end. But let's say if that already happened.
Wait,
which
sorry,
is
what did
the
he
case
say?
for a lot
Or she
prior-
say?
He said,
Well, that's
what
kind of a
if
double-edged
like
sword
what
because I
if
don't believe-
they had intervention prior to puberty? Would you let them
well,
play?
that's kind of a double-edged sword because I don't believe in intervention prior to puberty on that end. But let's say if that already
You're
happened,
doing great,
which
by the
is
way.
the case for a lot
Oh,
of
thank
people.
you.
No,
too.
because I think it depends. It's a case-by-case basis because some men are 6 feet tall, some men are 5'2". So if they transition.
In this case, if they had taken puberty blockers and then HRT for the age of 18, they had not hit any stage of male puberty. That means they'd gone through an entirely female puberty, no male puberty at all.
Right.
So they would have, outside of their primary sex characteristics, they'd be female. So is that not?
My question would be, why not just have a different league so that it's not complete, so it's not infringing on female
That's so
sports,
true.
You know what I mean?
So when the NCAA director, I believe, was interviewed by Congress, he said there was 12 trans people competing in the NCAA, or it was less than 20, definitely. So what other league could we make
just
for
college
just
sports.
these couple dozen even?
Take up fucking knitting.
Sure,
Find
let's
something else
take
to
that at
do.
face value, but with the trends and projections going the way they are, it clearly won't stay that way. You know, every generation has more trans-identified and LGBT-identified people in it, like almost double every generation. So clearly it's going to come to a head.
This is
So
a
I
good
think
point,
getting ahead of it
Solar.
and creating its own separate space would be better and safer. And I think one title being taken away from a female that deserve that title or deserve that medal is too much. And I think the UN just put out the study that 800 or 900 titles and or medals had been lost from women to trans-identified males. I think that's awful. I think that's horrible because that's life-changing for that person, and they work their whole life and then it gets taken away. So
Okay, so in the interest of time, let's move on from sports to general like trans issues.
bathrooms.
Yeah,
So,
that's the important.
What is a woman?
Adult human female.
Okay, define female.
You're getting asked that?
She has the female, she produces eggs.
Okay, so just that. Nothing to do.
I didn't want to
with
mention chromosomes because I knew
You
where
don't
she was
take
going
that
with
into
this.
account?
Yep.
Well, you take that into account, but I know that chromosomes can come in a spectrum. And the thing is that I don't think the intersex argument is valid at all because that's a genetic abnormality. That is not.
I've been meaning forever to do a show with Colin Wright about this. Like, this is their ultimate red herring, but intersex, you know, all 7 of them.
Yes.
It's like, okay, that's not what we're talking
Yeah.
about.
Mean that sex is on a spectrum, and usually every person who is intersex, which is also kind of a what's it called? It's not a good term. It's a little confusing. They usually
Red herring
lean
was
one
the word
way
I'm
or the other.
literally
Instead,
looking
what kids are
for.
being taught now is that people are born on some kind of spectrum completely, and you can be anything. When really we're talking about genetic abnormalities, not has nothing to do with the sex spectrum.
As per Trump's executive order, it is biological truth that there are.
It's like people have 10 fingers. There might be someone out there with a genetic defect. They have 9 fingers. And so these people are basically trying to say, oh, well, there's no knowing how many fingers human beings have. It's a spectrum. Infinite fingers for everyone.
It just matters what the doctor assigned at birth. They're like, oh, this is actually your kid has 5 fingers, but really they were a 4-finger kid, so they should get one removed later on. Frankly,
exactly,
it's the right thing to do.
Only 2 sexes, male and female. Move.
It's so fun. It's so funny, by the way, trying to explain like these types of issues to my parents or somebody because they can't comprehend that
right.
these things are
like, that it's even up for debate.
Yeah, they're like, what do you mean? How many fucking sexes would there be? What are you talking about?
Right. Yeah,
it will
silly.
henceforth be the
Where's
official policy
Destiny?
of the United
There.
States
Okay, wait.
government that there are.
We're all going to be looking in his pants now, but I'm convinced that it's a sock. Hey, Sage, my love. When are you coming back on the show? Because I miss you, my beautiful Sage. It's amazing how confident and smug these people are when speaking in a way that 20 years ago would have gotten them committed. Yup. And the fact that we are so used to hearing their bullshit that like somebody says to us they're infinite sexes or whatever, we're like, we're used to it at this point here.
I know.
It's insane.
I know. It's wild.
Okay, we got to do another one soon. Sage was awesome on the show.
Are only 2 genders, male and female.
Okay, so you come to the neutral, please, Stephen. You get to ask questions.
Oh, I'm calling
5 minutes
on those. Pants.
I
Okay, wait.
guess I'm kind of neutral on it because I feel like all categories.
Here's which, by the way, it's so fun. I posted a picture a while ago from some like Jubilee video or something where, if you noticed, this is the stance of every liberal soy boy. They stand covering their little penis. Every single one. There was a Jubilee video where all the men on the left were standing there like this. And then I guarantee you will never see a person on the right, a conservative, standing like this.
Oh God, I hope I don't stand like that.
No, I
Watch me
guarantee
stand
you don't.
like
Probably
that.
standing like this. But yeah, I think what's going on with him, look at his belly hanging over his pants. I think he's got his pants like up to here. And
Yeah, he
so
pulled them
it's
up
making
high.
it's making it look like there's something
Circled
there.
it.
But there ain't. Oh, I'm sorry. This man has to be the most unsexual person on planet Earth. He's the most unsexy man I've ever seen. How he's having like fucking harems and mistresses and wives and fucking dudes and shit. Like, I will never understand that. I'm shocked you can find one person to fuck him. Ah, it's Minkus. Oh my God, Sage. Maybe gender ideology is real because Destiny may be male, but he sure as hell ain't no man. See, but now David is going to be all classy on here.
He identifies
I
as one. He identifies as a man, you guys.
Yes.
Stop.
At the end of the day, have some form of like construction of them. Are you claiming? Do you think there are more than two categories of sexes, or?
Yeah, I think that the existence of intersex people, as we had gotten into
I
a little
am mean,
before, fundamentally
but I'm
means that there's
honest.
between male and female in terms of sex.
What what is intersex to you? Your definition of that, I guess.
So there's multiple definitions of intersex, but usually that would mean when someone's primary sex characteristics like genitalia are mixed, or it doesn't match their inner genitalia, or I would also like to put forward that it's not usually included in intersex, but trans people often have the way their brains are set up.
I don't
think
think that's
MRIs and
correct.
CATs and scans. Their brain matter
Yeah,
is
I don't
more
think that's true
likely
either.
in structure is more likely to correspond to that of the sex that they identify as rather than the sex that they were born as.
Okay. Would that
Pretty
would-
sure
so like
that's
would
not
trans men
true.
or trans women be a third or fourth sex to you then, or?
See, this is
I don't-
why you never give an inch with these people. This is why you can't accommodate any of their bullshit, because this should have been shut down when they started saying sex is different than gender. But they don't actually believe that because they use them interchangeably as all the time.
100%.
Generally agree with the idea of sex in the first place because I think there's so many abnormalities that it should just exist on the spectrum.
Okay. What am I asking this guy? Fuck. Do you think that I feel like I already know all of his. I don't know. I don't even know what I would ask.
All right, let me do this. We're going to swap out David.
Oh, I know a lot of things.
Isn't that
I'd ask
okay?
him.
You know what? Maybe he
No,
was
keep
intimidated.
David.
Okay.
This is how to get
I know.
fast.
Isn't that
If you
so
wanna drop
stupid?
this,
So that's
Ew.
like,
start
I
eating
think
more of
that's.
these.
I think that's the end of that. I think there was one other thing, but no. I
Right,
think that
I
might.
would
Yeah,
follow
I
that.
already
What does
covered it because then we
biological
talked
truth
about
mean to you?
the.
I don't think there's such a concept. There's biological knowledge. I can tell you
Oh,
about
see, what does biological
the
truth
differences
mean?
between sexually reproducing organisms happen to be. And
Mhm.
in order for a sexually reproducing organism to sexually reproduce, you would need the binary sexual
I don't know if
male
it's
and
my
female,
signal or
whatever.
your signal, but
And
it
the
keeps freezing.
existence of these problematic cases, these edge cases, do not refute the existence of the binary male and female.
Yeah, I think I
I'm
largely
trying to find the picture from Jubilee where all the guys are standing like this.
agree with that. I don't think that even if there were true hermaphroditic cases or hermaphroditic cases where both gametes are existing in the same species, which I think is incredibly rare, but I think it has.
Courtney, yes,
times in
please.
humans.
Mine sucks.
Even that doesn't necessarily refute the binary.
I think it's
guess
because I'm
just
not
from,
logged into YouTube.
From
on
an
here.
ontological sense, saying like biological truth, I feel like gives way more philosophical weight to a scientist.
See, this is just, it's so in the weeds, and it's like.
He just looks like he would taste like sour milk.
I don't want to think about that.
I feel like he probably smells like freckles and tastes like sour milk.
If I'd eaten anything in the last 24 hours, I would have thrown up right now.
What are you on the Ariana Grande diet?
Oh my god, yeah, I'm on the Ariana Cynthia Revo. I'm on the
No.
Ariana
Oh,
Revo.
that bitch is now a non-binary. Did you hear that?
No, Cynthia Revo.
She's a non-binary now.
Well, good. I mean, she is about to play Christ the Lord. God.
Oh, that's right. Our Lord and Savior.
Oh,
Cynthia.
wait, what did you think of did you watch The Substance?
Yes, let's talk before we get into that, is there more is there more?
I don't know. I don't think they pull me out. They literally for 20 minutes talk about the difference between yourself and your mind and your ID and your brain and the truth and biology, and it's like
I hate
so
that shit. See,
know.
that is what I love about you. I feel like we're similar in this, is that I'm a reality lover. I like dealing in reality, not all this theoretical bullshit.
Yeah, like you can dip into the academics of it and like this sort of super cerebral part of things, but you want to keep it grounded. You know what I mean? You want to keep it grounded in something that's like applicable and tangible to people. And when women and girls are seeing dicks in their restrooms and locker rooms, I'm not sure they want to talk about what is biological truth to the mind versus the self. You know what I mean? They don't want to see the dick in their locker room. Shocking, I know.
I love it. Wait, you brought up The Substance. Okay, unpopular opinion. Greg and I both are the only two people who didn't love it. I know, I'm alone in that.
I didn't watch it for the longest time. I thought it was gonna be trash. I was like, no, I hate it. It's like it's gonna be too like blah. It has like, and then my friend told me it had like some real dark energy to it. And then I watched it and it was so funny and like campy. And the body, it wasn't really scary at all. There wasn't like jump scares or anything. It was more like body horror camp. And I was thoroughly entertained and like transfixed the entire time. And I was so pissed that it didn't win more shit because I feel like for a horror movie to get those kinds of accolades and be considered for like best picture and shit, it means it's like pretty far and above a lot of the other shit. And the fact that the stripper girly movie, which I did see and it was very good.
I loved it. Oh, I
It was-
was thrilled she won. She was amazing in that
She
movie.
it was a really good movie. It was really entertaining. But then honestly, the fact that Demi lost to her is almost like more poetic for the substance to win, because that's literally what happens in the movie. So it's like, I think it actually all worked out for the best. And I just hope Demi gets another life out of this because she deserved it. But Honora was amazing. I thought it was great. I thought it was really great. Did I think it like deserved best picture or whatever?
No, I don't think it deserved
but
best
I thought it was really good.
I think
No,
Honora
not
was
at all.
great. I think she deserved Best Actress, but I think it kind of shows how the average quality of movies have gone downhill so far. That if Honora came out in the '90s or something, it wouldn't even be like top 50 best movie of the year.
No,
So
I think
maybe it
it's
was one of the best
because-
ones this year, but
I think it's because it had such like a nostalgic feel to it almost. It felt like a modern retelling of like freaking Sleepless in Seattle or some shit. Or like something where it's like a 90s rom-com-y type vibe, but it had it was really good, but you're totally right. If this came out years ago, it wouldn't have been considered for Best Picture. And when I think Best Picture, I know it's supposed to be all around, but I really think like the best picture, like what was like the best like visual that you could like even like watch on silent, or like what was the best like overall. And I think you would have to give it to something that was more visually enticing than Honora. You know what I mean? Like it had a really good script, great writing, great characters.
I'm totally alone in this. See, John loved it. Maddie, who is my twin, and we're usually completely on board. Greg and I both. I was totally on board with it for like the first hour, and then I was like, all right, like I would have loved it as like a 30-minute Tales from the Crypt episode, but I thought it went on too long, and I had a lot of issues. I don't know. I just didn't. I wonder though if I was watching the kill count of it the other day, and I was like, I wonder if I saw it again, if I would like it more. But I'm like, would I, or if I just been brainwashed into liking it because everyone else does?
No, you should watch it again, because that's what everyone has told me too, is that like you can't even get it all in on one watch, and you should watch it because you're almost so like reacting to everything in the first time. So I'm gonna rewatch it too, because it is very like art housey and all of that. I literally signed up for Mubi just to watch it, and
there was one amazing scene
in
it. I thought. I mean,
it was only like $3 for 3 months, so I'm pretty sure it was.
There was a great scene where she's getting ready for the date and talks herself out of it. I love
the what you cut out.
Where the scene where she's getting ready for the date and she talks herself out of it. That was a great scene, I thought.
That was so good.
Also, hey Matt Paisan, what's up, dude?
Haunting.
And for me personally, all of the performances that should have not just been nominated, but won, like Toni Collette in Hereditary. Like, I can't believe that, like, Demi Moore was fine in it, but I just can't believe that, like, this is the one. Where did this bitch go? I can't believe that this is the one that gets, like, all the awards. I guess he's having computer issues as well as I am. I'm just having camera issues. I agree. The first watch was very visceral. The second watch is worthy appreciation. Yeah, I guess maybe I'd like it on a second watch, but then am I just being talked into it? I don't know. The bitch is back. Maybe. Hey.
Hi. I don't know what happened. I just turned my Wi-Fi off, so I'm gonna try to do it this way. But I have to go in like 10 minutes because I need to finish packing before my ride gets here. But besides.
No, sorry. Go on.
No, I was just gonna ask if there was something we wanted to talk about besides Honora. I feel like there was something else, but maybe I'm
movie-wise.
What were you saying?
Movie-wise?
Oh, I don't know if it was movie-wise. I just think in general.
Yeah, Toni Collette. You've seen Hereditary, right?
Yes.
is
I
so
love
good.
that.
It's so good.
Okay, good. I'm glad you agree because I think it's one of the best. I also love The Witch.
I liked that. I didn't love it. Like I loved Hereditary. I liked The Witch.
What about Nosferatu?
I loved it. Have you seen Talk to Me?
Did you? Okay, I need to rewatch it because I start to finish because I paused it like a million times.
Wait, which one?
Nosferatu. I paused it like so many times.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Have you seen Talk to Me?
Yes. That was good. I watched it on a plane and it scared the
Oh.
fuck out of me. Oh,
I saw that
good.
I saw that with Brandon when he was in New York. It was so good. My friend was just telling me today they have their new movie. The writers, directors have their new movie coming out. I think in like a couple weeks, maybe.
What is it?
Talk to Me, their new movie.
Oh, there's a second one?
There is, but it's not that. They just have another movie coming out. I gotta see what it's called. I'm not sure.
I want to see The Monkey too. That looked funny.
It was good. I really liked it when we saw it, but my friend Greg that I saw it with afterwards was telling me all of his issues with it, and I agreed with all of them that like I really enjoyed it. I just don't think it's the kind of movie I don't think it would hold up on a rewatch.
Unlike The Substance, which does.
I'm gonna try watching that again. Okay, wait, I'm trying to find Talk to Me, their next movie. What's it called? Bring Her Back, it's called. Why was this bitch telling me it comes out next week? It comes out at the end of May. But yeah, Bring Her Back. I'm very excited for that.
Oh, it's next month.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that.
I'm down to do this again like soon. Because I'm gonna be in Florida for like 2 weeks. Maybe we can do like a live if I can make it to Orlando, maybe we can do like a live show or just hang out and get together. That would be fun.
Come
Yeah, I'm so
over.
down. I'm so down.
We have a guest room. Come over.
Okay, I love that. I love that idea.
Yes, Courtney says, David, come back.
Yeah, I want to. I will. I'm sorry. I usually can totally stay for a lot longer, but I'm literally like I always like triple book myself on accident, and it's always a mess. Yeah, I would love to. I want to come back, A, and then B, it would be fun to actually meet up in person in Florida because I have like I got my tickets one way there because then I'm going to be working on this like legalizing petition thing, so I don't know how long I'm going to stay there for. So
yeah, tell people what are you working on while you're here?
So it's going to be we're trying to help get weed legalized in your state. So working with agency or whatever that's helping get those. You know, I worked for Let's Go Washington in Washington State. It was a super PAC last year, and we helped get like 4 initiatives on the ballot, passed 4 out of 7 that we got signatures for. It was like one of the most successful initiative gathering campaigns in US history. It was really, really good. And so we're trying to do that in other states that still allow initiatives and petitioning because not every state allows it. So
oh, really?
And it's funny, like in what states people argue against it. In our state, the Democrats want to end petitioning because it's a Democrat-run state, and petitioning is like a tool of the Republicans. And then in Florida, a lot of the Republicans want to end petitioning because the Democrats use it because it's a Republican-run state. So it's interesting, but I'm always pro-petition because it's, you know, it's pro-freaking Democratic or whatever. So
I'm checking in right now. I want to see if there are any results coming in from the Wisconsin Supreme Court election. I hope if anyone that's watching is in Wisconsin, you went and voted.
Yes, it's very important, as Scott Presler is reminding us.
Yes. Apparently, votes don't start coming in for another half hour. So keep an eye on that. Dude, if you can make it here, you know what we should do? I feel like we'd be really good doing street interviews together.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
And I've been wanting to do this for months. There's a college right by here. We could go like interview bitches there.
I would love that. That would be so good, actually. That would be hysterical. I love it. There's an event at Mar-a-Lago this week that I'm not going to because I didn't spend $1,000 on a ticket, but I was thinking about crashing the entrance of it and doing like a "Who are you wearing?" as people are walking in and like interviewing them like Joan Rivers and doing like a fashion police thing. I feel like that could be kind of fun too.
Hey, see, Striker voted. Thank you, my love.
Good job. Good
in
job.
Wisconsin. I don't know. I have been to Wisconsin, but I was speaking at an event there in Kenosha.
Oh,
I think
nice.
it was during 2020 too, so it was like everything was boarded up.
Oh God, I know. Isn't it so crazy what we've lived through these last 5 years now? It's been 5 years since that first. I remember it was like March 15th, wasn't it? Oh God.
Yeah, it's
Ew.
crazy.
Where has the time gone?
Well, I
It's
hope
actually
you
kinda
can get
scary.
here. No, not hope. Just get here.
I know. I'm gonna make it happen because we're trying to. We have to pick cities where we feel like we'd have the most success with the petitions. So we're like looking over like Tampa, St. Pete, Orlando, freaking Pensacola. So
Orlando.
it's like I know Orlando. I haven't been back to Orlando in a long time. I love Orlando. My best friend used to live there.
Hey, and lives here right now.
I know. Well, yeah. Call me back, bitch.
I'm sorry, I'm a bad phone person. I love you.
Oh, I love giving you a hard time for that.
Fuck
It's
you.
adorable. But yeah, absolutely. We'll be in touch. So I'll keep you posted on what the tea is, and hopefully I don't miss my flight tonight. Actually, my friends are picking me up, taking me to the airport, so that means I won't actually miss my flight because
Did you
I'm not
pack yet?
responsible for it. No, not at all.
I always do that too. I pack like 10 minutes before I leave.
Yep. I still need to like wash my hair, shave. Yeah, there's plenty I need to do.
I'm excited though.
But it was so good to see you again.
It's
I
so
love
good to see
coming
you.
on. And you have the
Yeah.
funniest like followers and fans and watchers. Like they're always like the coolest and the nicest and funny like you. So
They are the greatest. I love our friends so much. And I love you, bitch. So come to Florida. It'll be a thing that like we always see each other in Florida because that's the last time I saw you was
That's
we were
true.
doing the walkaway event. So
That's
it'll make it
true.
like a Florida meetup thing.
Yeah, why not? Actually, I love the idea of going on a college campus and doing interviews with you. I
Do
think
it.
that'll be so much fun.
Let's do it.
Okay,
Let's give
okay,
these
we need to make
bitches
it
some
happen.
reality
I'll
check.
talk to
And we can both bring, you know, like I'll bring the sass, you'll bring the
folks.
class. I bring none of that, but you're a classy bitch. All right, bitch. Well,
Oh, thank you. I don't know if I've been called that a lot, but I appreciate it.
No, you are. You're very like classy and appropriate to these debates. I just tell them to fuck off. Hey, dude, what's up, other Mike? Miss you, bitch. All right, Melville, don't miss your flight. Oh yeah, Courtney will bring the app,
Right.
and I will bring myself to that ass because we need to have a sex scandal together.
Perfect. Love that. Love that.
All right, dude. Well, yeah,
All
we'll
right.
plan shit for when you're here. So good to see you. Where can people follow you?
So good to see you. So Instagram is my main page. It's MericanDavid, like American David without the A, and then TikTok is MericanDavid 2.0, and Twitter X is just MericanDavid, the same. And I'll be hopefully starting the YouTube and another Rumble too
Rumble.
soon. There's so many damn platforms. It's like
I
it's a pain in
know.
the ass, honestly.
I
But
know.
what are we gonna do?
Well, you guys go follow him, and you guys, I will be back later this week, I think. I'm figuring out some dates, but I got some cool people coming up. Oh, Rollo is Dylan. You blew my mind. I didn't know that. Sorry, just saw that. Well, thank you, chat fam, for hanging out. Thank you, my love, for hanging out. I will see you soon. I can't wait.
Thank you. All right, I'll call you soon, Mikey.
Okay, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.